Hello and welcome to a little snippet of what life was like at Love Supreme 2025. I had an absolute blast, and you can read my reviews of each of the 3 days on my new website, hilaryseabrook.co.uk. This is the first episode of season 21 and I'm delighted that it's the Love Supreme special. The first person I interviewed was Fergus Quill, who I had seen a little earlier with Ferg's Imaginary Big Band.
Thank you for your lovely Ronnie's review as well.
Oh, honestly, it was such a pleasure.
Because you play as well, don't you?
Yeah, baritone player.
Best.
Yeah. So obviously I love Bess. Yeah.
we all love Bess.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Is that alright?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
That's picking up. It's picking up loads of background.
Yeah, amazing.
Anyway, thank you for joining me for this, for
No
Harmonious World. Talk to me about what it means for you to be at Love Supreme.
Oh, it means that any opportunity we've got to play music for the people is always a dream. It's especially nice today. The crowds have been lovely. Everyone's been super kind, and it was great to have the opportunity to play 2 different sets of music at 2 different times. Music's different in the morning as opposed to the evening.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, I heard you a couple of weeks ago at Ronnie's.
Yeah.
Is it my imagination, or have you got a bigger band this time?
Who knows? I think all the stragglers come out on the big stages.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might be a bigger band. It's like once it gets over 25, I find it pretty difficult to keep track.
Absolutely.
As long as there's someone covering every part that I've written, I'm kind of like, if other people sneak on.
Which is really interesting because it brings me to your writing process and things, because it could feel like the chaos is completely chaos, but it's not.
No, it's structured. There's no such thing as chaos in the universe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes, obviously there's noise elements in the music, there's a lot of free improvisation, there's a lot of stuff that's like by ear and like I'm changing on the fly, but equally there are very strict arrangements. And that's why that's a big thing I got from Sun Ra, which is like having something like incredibly structured and refined next to something with no structure and it's about, when you've got a big band, it's about light and shade, being able to play. It's really easy to play really loudly, and it's really easy to just read a bunch of charts, but like what if you play really quietly with no music at all? That's like something that not many big bands do for some reason, and I don't know why, because it sounds great.
Oh, it really does, and there's some lovely moments. I mean, the trumpet with the harmon mute when...
What is this today?
Yeah.
Oh, Danny, yeah.
That was beautiful.
He's an amazing... Danny C.
Isn't he?
He's an amazing trumpet player, an amazing composer and musician.
Right,
You should be hip to him.
Yeah.
He's got one album out called Baby Teeth.
What's his name?
I think he would have been... That album's under Dan Colhurst, but like everyone calls him Danny C these days.
Fine. I'll check him out.
He's an amazing, great singer, great... great dancer, great trumpet player.
Yeah. And then of course you've got the marvellous Nico on piano. Yeah. And I'm a great fan of his, having seen him at Watford Jazz Junction as well.
Yes.
He's a great player.
He's the pianist in my trio as well.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. And there's lovely bits where he's going crazy, and then there's other bits where he's really like...
Well, Nico, I don't know anyone who knows as much about like the stride playing of Willie the Lion Smith,
right,
and the intergalactic, like sounds of Sun Ra, or like Misha Mendelsberg, or like, he's like so swinging, so out. Like he encompasses the whole of the piano.
Absolutely.
I went on a gig with him the other day, and he wanted to play a bunch of Scott Joplin tunes.
Right.
And he's playing them like how he plays everything, like in his own style. But he was like, we're going to play a bunch of music from the turn of the century. Nico encompasses the whole of jazz piano. Yeah. All of it, which is amazing.
Yeah. So who are you going to check out now? Now you've finished, who are you going to check out here?
War played?
Oh, I know, 4:00.
4:00. I'll see War.
Yeah.
I don't really know who else.
No, but there's stuff on every stage all the time. So.
No, I'll definitely see War.
Yeah.
That's about it. I've got no idea who else is playing.
The Roots are on later.
The Roots are on. I hope they're not bringing Jimmy Fallon.
No, I don't think so. No, that was brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, well, fantastic. Thank you so much. That's a really, real pleasure to talk to you.
Oh man, it's a pleasure to speak to you. Amazing.
I loved interviewing Fergus. He's a great guy. So all of the links I'm going to put into the show notes so you can follow up all of these things. My next guests, I got a double act. I got Pete Roth and Mike Pratt from the Pete Roth Trio. They were with drummer Bill Bruford. And I make no apology for the background noise. It's actually, you're getting a bit of the flavour of what it's like at Love Supreme. So here we have Pete Roth and Mike Pratt. Pete Roth, Mike Pratt.
That's right. Yeah.
Excellent. I really enjoyed your trio gig with Bill Bruford.
Thank you.
It was amazing. Your bass is like, it seems to work really well with Pete's guitar. So how long have you played together?
Well, Mike and me, over the last 10, 15 years, in and around this London scene and in sessions, we've played quite a fair bit together. But as a band, as a trio, we're only really going since last year, September, properly.
Right.
We probably started a bit earlier, but just as a jam band, just to enjoy some music together. You know, Bill came back from sort of a semi-retirement, I guess, and it's sort of a hiatus, and he came back from that, and so we just started jamming with no aim to ever gig whatsoever.
Wow.
So it was all just exploring music together, just three people loving it,
but that quickly changed, and I think we started to find a sound that we wanted to explore more. So for instance, I started off playing a double bass and then changed to electric bass, and we're using more pedals now and having a slightly more electronic sound.
Right.
It's interesting because Bill is known for using electronic percussion in the past with his other bands, but he's chosen to just stick with an acoustic kit while we go the electric route, which creates a fun sound for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a real connection between the three of you on stage. I've noticed that. So I guess you're enjoying playing together.
Yes.
Oh, well, 100%. Enjoying is the wrong word, really. It's really the sort of best place to be.
Yeah.
There's two things also we've really written on our flag, and that is we make every performance quite unique. So there's elements, they're fixed, so we have some framework, but there's a lot of elements which we deliberately don't want to be cornered into a specific way. So we have to look, we have to listen, we have to react to each other. So looking around, having eye contact and enjoying each other's playing is core to what we do. Otherwise we're not really doing what we want to do.
No, absolutely. And it seems like some of the compositions are devised by the three of you, and each one of you has brought, is that right?
Absolutely right.
It feels
yes.
like that.
We've all brought ideas ranging from complete pieces to just musical themselves, really. That's something that's been really exciting about this project. Bill will come with a rhythmic idea and say, do something with it. And we get together, or independently, we come up with some ideas that work with it. And none of that is set in stone, so it can change or even be sabotaged and changed into something completely different. So it's very flexible.
Sorry about that. You've both got, and obviously Bill has, a huge history. You're obviously not very old, I'm not saying that, but you have a huge history of people you've played with, each of you, and I think it's really interesting to bring that together. Do you feel like that works because you've played with so many other people?
I think that's the key to it. It's like the flexibility and the openness to explore music and to explore music and to play with anybody and meeting people on their turf, on their musical, where they are, their musical place.
Yeah.
I think that developing that sensitivity, I think is only possible when you play with a lot of people.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't think that's possible in isolation. I don't think something you can develop at home.
No. Right, so what's next? Are you going to record all this stuff? What are you going to do?
So there's a really interesting one with this. We discuss this a lot. Because every performance, we allow ourselves to shape that performance depending on how the room reacts, depending on the audience, the size, which place we're in, what we are exploring at that moment. So it's a constant evolution. And on the other side, a lot of the music right now, it's all visually consumed. So it's all about a video, it's all about, so release is more about seeing what people do rather than hearing.
Yeah.
That we almost made a conscientious decision at the moment for now to not record anything and we, like audiences to enjoy the live performance and enjoy the space with us for now. That having said, we might as well, at one point maybe get together and say now is the right time, or this is something we want to maybe have like a picture, almost like you're shooting a photo, and say, okay, this is a photograph of that moment, a musical photograph, and maybe something like that.
Fantastic. I was really lucky to get that conversation with Pete and Mike. And it's a shame that Bill Bruford wasn't available to be there, but he'd already dashed off to something else. Anyway, my next guest was Dan Casimir. Dan Casimir's big band started Sunday morning. So this was a real pleasure talking to him. Hey Dan, how are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Oh, I'm brilliant, I'm really good. I love your big band.
Thank you.
In a world where people aren't writing for big band, you are. That's
crazy.
No, it is. It really is. And having the confidence to, the power of your convictions and to keep going on it. How long ago did you write the pieces? When did they come from?
So most of the pieces were written about 2 years ago, around the record recording. There was one track from the festival called Don't Be Afraid, which that was written maybe about 3 or 2 months ago.
Okay. Oh, it's that new?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's brilliant. Do you write on your own, or do you collaborate with other people? How finished are things when you come into the rehearsal studio?
So with the ones with the vocals, I have Ria Moran with the songs that she features on, write the vocals and her melody on them. And so that's definitely more collaborative, so I'm kind of fitting the arrangements around the melodies that she comes up with. But the instrumental ones, I kind of have to have them finished before
that's a whole different thing, isn't it? And what about so you've got an amazing band, Binker Golding obviously as MD. That's incredible. How long have you worked with him?
I think maybe since 2015, 14. So me and Binker, we go way back.
And then obviously you've got Camilla George and Freddie on trumpet. You've got a whole load of people in there who are amazing.
Yeah, I'm really lucky to have.
No, that's really good. So the album Balance, when did that come out?
That came out in July last year. I think the 26th of July.
Right. Okay. So I need to check that out because I haven't heard it. So, and I really love your writing.
Thank you.
There's a real maturity about it that belies your age, really, I think.
I'm secretly really old, that's why.
Brilliant. So what's next?
Just on to the next project. I'm hopefully aiming to write maybe another big band or maybe a larger orchestral ensemble. Funding dependent.
Of course.
But I'll write and see what happens.
Right. Well, that's the way to do it, isn't it? To write what you want to write and then see who's going to pay for it. To get
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's so nice to talk to you, Dan. Honestly, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
As you can tell, you don't get a lot of time with these guys when you're backstage, but at least I had some time with all of them, with Fergus Quill, with Pete Roth, Mike Pratt, and then Daniel Casimir. It was a real pleasure talking to all of them about their experience of Love Supreme and what else they're getting up to. So all of the links are in the show notes. Please do check it out, and remember that you can read my reviews on hilaryseabrook.co.uk. But thank you once more for joining me for this first episode of season 21 of Harmonious World. Thank you for listening to the latest episode of Harmonious World. My name is Hilary Seabrook, and it's a great delight to bring this series of discussions with musicians and composers and writers and all sorts of people to you. Obviously, there's no point in having a podcast if people aren't listening, and I'm very grateful to my listeners for doing so. Thanks also to Joe English for composing and performing this new theme tune. So wherever you get your podcast, you can leave a review. You can share this with your friends and family, either as a link or on social media and that sort of thing. I'd be really grateful for that. Don't forget that you can subscribe now. There's a link wherever you get your podcasts. So have a great week, and please remember why I started this, which is just to try and make the world a little more harmonious. Thanks for listening to Harmonious World.